And you have this, gosh, man hands are so interesting to me. Let me see them both. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
God, you have a lot going on. You said right-handed?
Yeah.
All right. So you do this, with this hand, shake it. Like, I'm going to see, like, so this is actually surprising to me because, like, the first thing I notice is this guy is bent. You see that? And that's Apollo, which is creativity, but you're very creative. Are you accessing, like, what fuels you as far as, like, creativity?
I'm trying to ease back into it.
Okay, because, yeah, you're a photographer and you do all this stuff, but is it more, like, commercial right now? Like, you're...
Yeah.
Weddings
general,
and, yeah. Do you have, like, do you know something that you want to get into?
No.
Or you're looking for the next step, kind of? Or
I feel like I've been looking.
Yeah. So let me see, like, if this finger is the same. I mean, it's the same on both hands. And when I, like, read with people, gosh, you are so expressive in your hands. Like, you have so many lines. They're really kind of cool. Well, I'm sure you could talk to Leah about how to find it, but and these two are relating together, so it's like that's hard work and creativity. So, and when you look, like this finger is a lot taller than the rest. Like, you see how mine's not that much taller. So it's almost like right now your work, like you're just trying to make money or whatever, is kind of blocking this, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's blocking what?
It's his like just working hard, like just kind of getting through like what he has to get done and like make money or whatever is blocking this like creativity that he should have access to, but because it's just telling me that like it's, you know, and this, like I was speaking about ambition and like a leader, this is also, I think, kind of being blocked by just working hard too. Like, so let me see your hand this way. Your thumbs are super interesting. Yeah, so again, like Apollo right here, which is this, he is one of your defining, like creativity is special and like important to you. It's supposed to be split in half like this, so it's like the only one that's kind of weird like that. And then Saturn, which is hard work and like intelligence, and he's the scholar, is supposed to be flat. So to me, those are two defining things. But like, what is, like, shake your hand like completely out like this and pull it up, not too tense. Okay. So the thumb, what I usually say with people is it's a barometer between like introversion and extroversion.
Okay.
But yours, it is tending a little more introversion, but it's like leaning forward a little. So it's, you know, when I see thumbs like this, it's people that are kind of like, I do, and I've seen like one or two. It's like people that are hiding from the world, kind of, or like don't really like people, and so it almost seems like it's like kind of leaning that way, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a really great friend who is the only one that I really saw like this, and I love this guy. He's so outgoing, and he's like this comedian. But I was like, do you not like people? And he's like, I fucking hate people. And I was like, that's brilliant. Like, it doesn't, like, who cares? You know? So one thing I saw in Leah's hand that is totally different in yours is your headline and your lifeline start together. And that's someone who it takes them like a little longer to come out of their shell. Like, this is the path between like, you know, birth and like 13 years old. And this is like the navigation of like, who the fuck am I? Like trying to figure out, you know, where you're going, who you are. And then when it breaks, it's usually around 13. Like, this is completely like something I see a lot, and it's more like, all right, these are my friends, like I'm gonna leave, I'm not gonna be around my parents, you know, anymore. But yours were separate. So that's usually somebody who either is given the freedom to be themselves, or who just you just came in, you're like, I'm me, deal with it, like snap, you know. So does that make sense for you? Like, this kind of, it's like a chaining of like, it can either be events or just this like, you know, it's like you're wrapped up in your surroundings, you know, through, you know, puberty or whatever. Does that, I mean, it's kind of a normal. Did you have a little bit of a rocky childhood?
I don't think I did.
You don't think you did?
But I did.
You really?
Yeah.
And I also think you can't compare your life to other people's lives. Like, I feel like somebody who lives in the hood versus someone who doesn't get a Barbie that they want for Christmas, like, as a kid, you like comparing that, you know, it rocks your world either way. But what's really cool is, you see this right here? This is like a star. And when I see, like, that's why it's called Handful of Stars, because stars are like the best marking you can have, and where it is, like, says a world of, has the world to say about you. So you have a couple. You have stars here. That's all down here. So this is Venus. This is love. Not just like pure emotional love, but like love of beauty, love of pleasures, love of food, like, so to me, this would say you got something kind of special going on. It's very subconscious, but it's with like love you have to share, and it's really strong right here. Which I was mentioning the throat chakra earlier, and it's kind of like something that a message that you have that's like locked and loaded. But you know, it'll kind of make its way up through your when it's time, I guess. And then you have this freckle over here on Luna. And Luna being like mysticism and imagination and intuition and all that like subconscious stuff. So that would say that, you know, you've got some like a connection, a strong connection. And any lines that you see is literally like energy activity. So I think of it like a lie detector or something. It's like recording. So this is just like, you know, it's kind of, you have this active intuitive life. And I would imagine with her as your wife, you would get that. So your heart line, though, it is sensitive. Like we see, like whenever we see like lines coming off, it's just showing you like navigating this part. But you have kind of a rational, emotional self. Like yes. So I am I am a mother, and mine comes up like all the way up here, and that's like a super nurturer, you know. I'm like very self-sacrificing, and I'm just like feeling and whatever. But you're like very like you think about it, and like, does this make sense? And you know, more like a stoic kind of, you know, not like you don't have feelings, but it's just, you know. But that's balanced with like you definitely are sensitive because you see all of this activity. So, did you get sick or were you depressed in your teen years?
Yes.
I know. I mean, but it's not everybody. It's really not everybody. I know it sounds.
What kids are those?
Huh?
What kids do not get?
Well, it happens later in life, but where I see this, like right here, like this is, like I told you, this is birth. And then also you have this dot at like 2 or 3. Did something happen when you were really young, like? Or do you have any siblings?
He was attacked by monkeys. He had siblings born, and he moved to the States from the Philippines.
Wait, when you were how old?
3.
You were attacked by monkeys?
I wasn't really attacked by monkeys, but it felt like it.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Like, I was in my backyard in the Philippines, and monkeys came down, and they were running around, and I was freaking out.
Yeah.
But they weren't like attacking me.
Yeah.
I just ran away.
Traumatizing.
That's pretty traumatizing. So when there's, it did. Like when there's a dot like that, like it is recording a specific event, and especially if you have all of those things happening at once, like that for sure. Like you see that, right? And that,
yes.
Like pulling your chain. So also your headline is almost the same as Leah's. Like it's long and it's connected to like Luna, but you have this branch that's coming off of it. Like, do you see this? It's like reaching up to your heart line, and that's not something that I see very often. So what I would interpret that as, how old are you?
39.
39?
I forget. I stopped counting.
So when I see this like split in a headline, it's usually a point in your life. Let me see this one. Where this is your line of stability here. Where like your mind opens, or like something happens that just like changes your perspective. And this hasn't happened yet. It's gonna come, and it might be like 40s, like mid 40s or something. So I can't tell you what that is, but it's like literally gonna kind of blow your mind a little bit. I can't. I'm not psychic. I don't know. It's gonna.
It's all positive because
yes. Okay, but let me show you something that's really
for your highest good.
Exactly. Let me show you something that's really cool though.
Okay,
your line of stability right here, like you see this line. This is like my favorite thing to see. It's not as strong over here, so what that tells me is if this is your dominant hand, this is kind of like the story in the making, but this is like the potential and like kind of the fate that you have access to. So it starts it's supposed to start in the middle of your hand and go straight up to Saturn. Most people's barely make it like past the headline right here. Yours starts in Luna, and it goes all the way up your fucking hand. Like, there's no longer, stronger line of stability than this. But what the message is there is that, like, you have to follow your intuition and you know, mysticism and all that stuff, and you're gonna be like 100% successful in whatever you want to do. You'll be able to take care of yourself and like your family, because that, like, stability is career and finances, but it's also like how happy you are kind of like in your own skin. So this is the potential. Like, you have the ultimate potential of being
more like, than anyone else.
More than most. It's rare that I see this. It's like you have the potential to be content in the way that would make you most happy, not like, you know, somebody else. But you're working on it. You're working on it because you have the line here, and it stops, and then it splits. So it's like waving. It's like, I don't know how to get there. Right. So that's literally like what's happening. But you know, like, this is my favorite thing about reading poems is that, well, you are gonna get there. You can get there. It's just, you know, you're on your journey. You know, that makes sense. So actually, talking about this like split right here. So this split, this line, like, I don't know what it is, but I think it's going to be something that's challenging mentally and emotionally, because it's really reaching up to your heart line, and that's the communication there. But also where your lifeline right here splits, that's going to be a shift as well. So I think these are related. Like, it's a shift in your life, like a big one that's coming up, and it's on the same timeline in both places. So I would say late mid 40s-ish. It's either like a move, a big change, you know, maybe your parents both living. Like, I always take that into account. Like, the passing of parents is pretty huge for people, and also very much affects, you know, your emotional self. So, I mean, I don't like to think about that stuff, but it happens. Yeah. What is, hold on, are you a fire sign?
No.
What are you?
Pisces or Scorpio.
You're
rising.
a Pisces? Okay. You have kind of fiery hands, though. Like me. Say,
yeah, he does.
I have fiery hands, and I'm a water sign. So like 75% of the time it lines up. Like, I can tell, you know, somebody's like elemental sign through their hands. But then I feel like when it isn't, there's usually a very strong reason, because I'm a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Leo rising. I have these crazy fire hands, and my life, like, I live it like a fucking fire starter. Like, I burn it up, you know, and take it down, and I change, and I'm like quick. So
yeah, he's like that too.
You have that kind of hand too, because there's like so much recorded on it, you know? It's impossible to read all of it, because it's so much.
You have a lot of lines.
Yeah, you do. It's very interesting. Like, you make mine look a little sad. But this right here is like when I'm talking about the chakras. Well, this is also logic versus will, and so this would say that you're very introspective and possibly over analytical and overthinking, which isn't a bad thing. Like, you'd rather have it that way than like more will, not the, you know, thinking to back it up. But when I see like a finger like that, like mine's very straight, that's like a like really big opening to like the connection of, like, you know, the energies that are available to us. But yours, oh, it does over here. Do this to your hand, like go like this, and pull. That's interesting, because your thumb is so flexible.
I know, right?
But then this isn't as flexible. I was expecting it to be like, so like.
No, it's just in that. Yeah, it's just in my thumbs.
Those weird lobster claw thumbs.
Lobster claw thumbs. What? Oh my gosh, my sister could do all that stuff. My sister,
it might get stuck.
I don't care. It's not gonna get stuck like that. That's why I'm surprised you can't like it like this. So I'll like have people do the flexibility. Oh, it's more on that. The flexibility of your hand is like how much structure you need or don't need in life. So the more flexible, the more like go with the flow and like